All right. What's going on, guys? So I know it's a little early, so everybody hasn't joined in, but today I am going to check out Nectar 3, and that's what this stream is about. Right now, I've already checked out the vocal assistant, which is really good, and this is like one of the presets out of it, so I understand if it isn't up to par or whatever, but I'm looking at the levels. It seems a little hot, but I think that everybody will be all right in the meantime here. And let me turn that off because, boy, I'm waiting. Auto-Tune Av is in the building. And, oh, shoot, I forgot I had the auto-tune on. What's going on? Hey, we're in the building, and I'm checking out. But anyway, so I forgot I had the auto-tune on. The upgrade price is caca. Damn, what are you upgrading from? If you have Nectar 2 or if you purchase Nectar 2, it should be free. I think if you purchase Nectar 2 recently, then the upgrade will be free. So I think that is the deal there with that. But yeah, Nectar 2 to Nectar 3. I will tell you this, just being quite honest, like it is a huge step up here. Here it goes right here. This is Nectar 3 in the flesh here. I was trying to make some nice background or something like that, but it didn't pan out. But yeah, we're looking at Nectar 3 right now, and there's a couple of things that I want to say. Of course, if you're just joining in, I do appreciate it. I got to make sure that I get a good head count or whatnot before I begin. So I will be looking at a few things real quick. So we got 5 people watching right now. I do appreciate everybody for watching. And yeah, it's going to be a boatloads of fun here. Any questions that you have about it, of course, I'll try my best to answer it. I don't know everything about it. And, let me check and see if my main page is actually showing that this is supposed to be a Nectar stream. I think it is because everybody is like responding or whatnot. What size are your KRKs? They're the 5s. I mean, I have a small room. One of the main things we've been discussing all day on Twitter, and I never knew the power of like talking on Twitter or whatnot. And I think I'll utilize it more to get involved with the community or whatnot. Is the fact that a lot of us, of course, we all do the same things. I mean, that's the reason why we follow each other on social media, and but we've been talking a lot about studio monitors and things like that. Of course, if you're just joining right now, you're hearing Izotope right now on this Blue Yeti microphone. I'm running OBS. If you don't know about OBS is a streaming software. It's about to replace XSplit for me. It's a wrap for XSplit. There's no way in hell I'm gonna continue to pay $25 every 3 months for $100 a year or whatever, and OBS is free, and I donated to them because of the fact that their software is already better than XSplit, and XSplit is demanding a lot of money. Of course, with OBS, you don't have to wait for it to log into the system and all that other crap. So that is another thing. Another reason why I like OBS over XSplit, and my homie calls it X shit. And I think OBS is a lot better. I'm checking one more thing. Okay, cool. Boy, I tell you, OBS has their stuff together. I swear they do. And let me close out my Gmail and all this other stuff because I just got finished doing the thumbnail or whatever. But yeah, so again, you're hearing Nectar 3. You will be seeing it in the flesh in a second here as I pull it up. I'm going to access it. I do have another plugin open in OBS. You can make your own plugin chains and whatnot, which is another thing that I really like about OBS. And damn, I got to touch this before. There we go. So we got the YouTube channel up. Of course, I had to check all the information to see if the YouTube channel is there. I see everybody in the chat, and I'm going to begin now. So, just stamp me up. I'm looking at the chat here. So, yeah. All right. So, OBS is really, damn. Nectar is really good. Nectar 3 is extremely good. It exceeds my expectations of what a software is supposed to do when it comes down to mixing vocals via broadcast or even in a studio setting if you're trying to create a song as well. One of the main things that Nectar did as far as the GUI. Obviously, it is much like how Ozone 8 and Neutron looks like right now. And you know, it's I can't say nothing but good things about this software so far. What I did right here, of course, the main reason why I got Nectar is because I found out it has pitch correction. So if you're hearing auto-tune AF, this is what you're going to hear a lot when you hear the podcast, because we're going to be acting a fool. And we're just preparing for it. I held off on a weekly podcast this week because I got family in town. And also, if you hear background noise and anything like that, I do apologize. So, you know, and this is the perfect setting for Nectar, by the way, because that way I get to test out other things here. So again, the main thing about Nectar 3 that is making everybody go butt banoodles about it is the vocal assistant here. So I think I should begin with that. And again, guys, I will be doing a review. It'll be a little less. It won't be as long as this is going to be. I'm going to probably be on here for an hour. That was the limitations, but the vocal assistant. So when you open up the vocal assistant, you have two different settings here. Of course, you have a mask, which means that if you have any vocals that are mixed a certain kind of way, it kind of works just like how Ozone 8 does with their reference track or whatnot when it pulls up the EQ from a reference track. So you want to use something that is very strong. I do have multiple references from professional cuts, from professional voiceover actors and stuff like that where it sounds good, but we're going to use the assist. It says, I'll listen to your track, create the custom preset that fits your vocals in mix. So when it goes through this cycle, as I click on next, it will go through a whole bunch of things, analyzing my voice. So what's the most important thing about Nectar 3 is this. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit next. You have different settings. Of course, you can do vintage. It says vibes. I like that. It says vintage, modern, and dialogue. So you're gonna set whatever you want to do. I'm gonna go ahead and choose dialogue again so you can see it. You can see the intensity is light, moderate, and aggressive. And there's also another thing too. If I put my cursor on top of a option, it has a tooltip right in front of me. I didn't notice that in Nectar 2, but you know, whatever. Didn't have Nectar 2 long enough to know that. But anyways, hit next, and then it says analyzing inputs to determine the optimal input gain. And then it says analyze vocal signal to determine the optimal settings. So everything's going to start to change in real time, applying settings based on vocal content, detecting vocal registration to optimal pitch correction, learning optimal gate threshold, learning subtractive EQ parameters. You should hear all kinds of crazy stuff happening. Detecting vocal semblance, set the de-esser, applying dynamics for control output level, setting reverb level to depending on the selected assisted mode. It says accept. So when I hit accept, of course, it's going to put me back on the screen here. Don't fail me now, Izotope. But all right, here you go. So just let me know in the know in the chat if you are hearing a difference in my vocals now, because damn, it is it's pretty crazy. Of course, the preset thingy, the preset menu stays open until you close it, of course, and that was like something that how like Ozone 8 or 7, I think that I first noticed that. So, you know, you can close that any time. I'm not going to close that any time right now because I am going to addition the presets. Of course, if you did have Nectar before this, you was able to hear that. You definitely hear a difference. Well, that's great. That is fantastic. Let me see. I need to get rid of this damn Luigi picture of me. It's a little much. But yeah. So you should definitely hear a difference, I guess. And we're gonna see here. I'm in the pitch module right now. Of course, you can still rearrange your modules. Oh yeah, that's right. You can't rearrange pitch. Pitch is separate from everything else. Pitch will be first. I wish you could put pitch at the end or whatnot. And shout out to Izotope because I just did the Waves video, and they wanted me to do this. And feel free to ask questions in between this this live demonstration here, because I will have a video, I will have a review video, and I definitely want to let the community have their input here. And it is, as you can see, it's a really strong tool. But anyways, we're gonna go and explore what they did. So I see the gate right here, and I am going to turn on the gate by hitting this button right here, which is the on button. Let me know how the gate sounds, and if my voice is not. My voice is cutting off at certain points, because if it's cutting off on certain points, that means that the gate was not set correctly. But as I read this, as you can see, the gate has changed from Nectar 2. Nectar 2 was a little different. It was a more traditional. The gate that they had designed years ago for a company I cannot mention, they totally changed it. I also noticed that in certain ends right here, as you see, the limiter is clipping and whatnot. The limiter is not on it, by the way. Looks like a simpler version of Slate Digital Mix Rack. All major mix engineers, eh? Oh, what's going on, Terry Slayton? I haven't seen you in a damn while. But Ghost Town Records, what's going on? Well, you already said it. Sweetie, what is going on? And yeah, so yeah, you can see, as you can see here, you can see the gate. It looks different. It looks different altogether. Of course, you know, it works about the same. You set the close and you set the open. You know, you can have your open and close at any part right here. And you can see it as I work through it. Just let me know if the gate is set right or wrong. I'm just going to see if you guys are going to find out for your own or whatnot. Also, there was a lot of all major mix engineers highly suggest tuning first. Well, I hate to tell you, I hate to tell you, but a lot of mix engineers actually do their tuning last too, as well. And not every engineer works the same way. Not every engineer sets up their vocal processing or their vocal chain the same either. So, I'm just letting you know. And the people I'm dealing with, their credentials exceed mine. I don't know about yours. You probably might be a little up there. So yeah. But Wando Beats was good. So moving forward here, just let me know if the gate is a little bit too much or whatnot. But anyways, the gate itself, of course, you have a ratio. If you set the ratio all the way to here, you start hearing a lot of noise. And, you know, you can set that to your favorable taste. You can double click on it and it will set itself to like 15 or something like that. And you could do that. You also can, of course, if you set the attack, you know, if you set the attack to be all the way to the left, that means that it will be real fast. And if you set it all the way to the right, it means it'll be really slow. Yep. So there you go. If you want to see that, then that's really fast. So yeah, you could do that. And then of course the release. Yeah. How does the auto-tune stack up to Antares? Well, we're gonna go back to the. Matter of fact, I'll just do that again. Well, I guess I don't really have as much experience with Antares. I hate to say that. I stopped using Antares auto-tune years ago, and I guess that might be a good thing compared, you know, all the music that does use auto-tune. But I'd say, as far as options in terms of your scales, you only have major and minor. But if you know like musical theory or whatnot, you know that even a Phrygian scale, and I said this in the video that I did, a Phrygian scale is a major variant, so you can select a major, and you know, and you're using a Phrygian, you know, that you'll be in the game there. So, did I try Beat Labs Auto Tune yet? No, not yet, Lil Saf. I think I'm gonna do a all stocks plugin mix video for Ableton, and then I'm gonna do one for FL because a lot of people are asking me for FL, but it's gonna be a little difficult to mix to do a vocal performance in FL because that's not really what it shines in. But you know, anyways, I'm gonna select the major chord because when you select a major chord in Nectar, that is basically gonna change a lot of stuff. How you initiate or turn on the auto-tune is corrections, and now you have auto-tune nav again. So, of course, you have strengths, and then you also have speed. Of course, if you set the speed all the way down, that means the auto-tune will be working like crazy. Of course, you can adjust that and have it go a little slower so you can have a little bit less auto-tune in your voice, or pitch correction, as it's supposed to be called, I guess. And, you know, it is what it is when it comes to that. One of the new features in Nectar 3 is the fact that you can parallel both your auto-tune, and I'm going to go ahead and just make it a stream, parallel with your dry signal. So that is really, really dope. Question. as I'm auto-tune Av, my alter ego, auto-tune, auto-tendo is what somebody called me, auto-tendo. But pardon me. As I talk about Waves, Waves Tune Real Time? Waves Tune Real Time has a lot more features in their auto-tune, in their pitch correction than Nectar. They're pretty much on the same level as far as quality. I think the aim of Nectar, in a nutshell, is to make things a little simpler than usual, but having an effective process. Let me go ahead and be 100% auto-tuned up. And I wish I could use VSTs on the voice meter so I can troll people in Fortnite. You could. The main thing, if you play Fortnite on the PC, then that means that you can stream in OBS, and that means you can open it up that, and it will affect the computer, your voice, and in that way that you can auto-tune while you're playing Fortnite. So, which would be pretty fun. That sounds like some pretty fun shit to do. That's fun to have, fun to be had right there. But yeah, the auto-tune, yeah, it sounds really good. I think it's really balanced. You just gotta understand, you know, that every chord, every scale variant, like Phrygian, Mixolydian, Lydian, you know, they have either they're major or minor. I believe the Phrygian scale is about 70% major and then 30% minor or something like that. So you got to figure out what you're going to do. So you will just find your key or whatnot. All right, auto-tune Av done. So we're gonna go ahead and go to we're gonna go go back to auto-tune real quick. Let me test this my auto-tune my life. But anyways, so looking at the key EQs, of course the EQ is going to be parametric EQs. I mean, what EQ isn't a parametric EQ these days? And you know, it's really good. So they have one EQ that is a regular parametric EQ. Then you have your de-esser. Your de-esser has changed, of course, and you know, you can listen. You can listen and hear your S's and whatnot. So now back to it, and you know, you can just roll off your S's as at free will here. As I tear up this preset that I made from using vocal assistants, which I will demonstrate vocal assistants again for people that come into the chat a little later. This second EQ is where things start looking really crazy. If you look at this second EQ is what they call a dynamic EQ. Now, dynamic EQs have not been talked about enough on YouTube, and I just YouTube searched them. And there's not many people that talk about dynamic and parametric EQs, so I probably will be talking about that. And as you can see, you can set different thresholds and whatnot, and you can set the dynamics with per whatever frequency that you're working on here. So that is a game changer. I ain't gonna lie. Not too many companies have dynamic EQs. Waves Audio is the only other company I know of that has a dynamic EQ. Of course, you know, some people, they just use like a multi-band compressor or whatnot for that type of job. So that's a great addition that they did that. I'm doing all this hand waving shit. But anyway, so moving forward here, as you can see, they have a compressor, which is obviously one of those things that you're gonna do when you're doing vocals. And you know, you can set your ratio, which is obviously the reason why it would be a compressor. And then you can set your attack. Of course, right now I have a very slow attack, which means that it is slowly engaging there, and you can see your peaks as well. And that's really sick, man. I love that. And then you can set your release. Of course, it's a slow release, which is pretty dope. And then obviously I'm being compressed a lot. As you can see, the threshold is really low, but they also used a lot of makeup gain. And then they have auto makeup gain as well. And I think that didn't change in Nectar 2, as I forget here. And And also, you know, you have a reverb. Of course, reverb is the last thing. Now, this flipped me the hell out. Was that Melodep Productions? Yeah, I've talked to them about some stuff in the past. Maybe one day, I guess. And you know, the reverb is not in there, right? As of, not prominently in there, but as you can see, you can you can fix a curve. So they have a parametric reverb. That is huge. That is freaking huge. Every reverb that I mess with does not allow, and I'm pretty sure there's some company out here. There's some company that might have done a parametric EQ, and I mean a parametric reverb, and I might be missing out on that. But this is the first time I've ever encountered that, and that is very useful because, as you can see, it is dominantly in the 700 to 10K realm here, as I have a nice little U, and it's really good. And you also have saturation on it, which is a really dope thing. Mix it up here. I'm gonna go ahead and set it to a stupid amount, and I'm gonna turn it back down because I don't need it. I'm broadcasting. It sounds stupid with reverb, and I'm broadcasting. So Nectar is a really good tool. Obviously, right now I'm using OBS. I'm not using a DAW. I'm not mixing vocals on the fly or anything like that. But this is a really strong tool for if you do broadcast. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show off some of the presets that they have. I'm going to warn everybody, of course, that there will be different volume levels for each preset for specific reasons. Also, what's going on, Nuke Swagger, my guy? How you doing, my guy? I see you, and you asking a question here. Let me auto-tune your intro. So I'm going to go ahead and hit you with it. Nuke Swagger 1, what is going on? What is going on, my guy? Why you know stream in 60 FPS? I do, but I just switched over to OBS, and you know I haven't set that change in OBS. Throw it behind a limiter if you can chain plugins in OBS. Why would I do that? The limiter is right here. The limiter is right here. I can turn on the limiter right now. And here you go. I'm gonna demonstrate the limiter for you. So I'm gonna do some stupid stuff. As you can see, I'm squeezing the hell out of it. Squeezing, believing. Of course, there's a limit to the limiter. And you know, I'm just set it right back. There's no need for a limiter. But yeah, I haven't set a plugin chain. I haven't set a plugin chain up in OBS yet. But what I am going to do is I am going to turn off the gate so you can hear that there is a little bit of background noise. You got people in the back, you know, families in town. I'm going to pull up my noise gate that I have over here. I'm going to roll the attack over here and roll some of this threshold here. And I'm going to pick out a different range, and I'm going to turn on my gate over here on this plugin so we can get some gating as I change the presets or whatnot. Go ahead and minimize that. So I am using a separate noise gate right now. Just let me know how it sounds. Volume differences you were worried about. Well, yeah. See, the thing is, I can't set the limiter right now. And besides that, I want to just audition it raw because some people want to hear it raw. But anyways, we're gonna check out some of the presets here. If for those who don't know how to get the presets to pull up, you hit this little button right here. And then your presets pull up. Also, if you open up for the first time, it'll probably be up here. And now we can do that. And I'm going to go ahead and bypass so you can hear the vocals raw. This is how my vocals just sound like from the Blue Yeti. I have my Blue Yeti set to Cordroid right now. And I'm going to go ahead and set it. Well, I turn bypass off. Now we're going to go to audiobook. This is audiobook setting right here. Whoopsies, I closed it again. This is the bigger, deeper preset from the voiceover and dialogue. Let me know how you feel about that. Just tell me in the chat. This is clear voice. This is the clear voice preset. This is the home voiceover enhancer preset. This is one of the louder presets right here. This is the intense movie trailer preset. And it's pretty loud. I can see the levels right here. I need to raise this up a little bit. There we go. So it's an intense trailer. This is one of my favorite ones, even though it's kind of hot. This is the Light FM voiceover preset. Another loud one, loud and proud presenter preset. Yeah, I already know it's loud, even has it in the name. Scroll down real quick. Podcast ready preset. This is how it sounds. What is going on, Danielle Brigoli, future boyfriend? That name, I swear. This is the prize giveaway preset. Come on down. This is the radio commercial female preset, which is extremely loud. This is the commercial male preset, pretty loud as on its own. Oops. This is the rich presence preset. So let me know how you feel about that. Little sad. We are this guy. This is the surgical shaping preset. Yeah. So surgical shaping preset is pretty. It's pretty good. You know. Do keep in mind that you know if you do set up your if you do use presets or whatnot, you might want to find the optimal volume on your microphone that you're using. Of course, if you're using a USB microphone like the Blue Yeti, you're going to definitely kind of be shit out of luck when it comes to hearing a reference. But there is ways around that because there is a headphone jack, but you still won't hear the actual effect of Nectar. But you can if you go into your settings in OBS. You can go and do that and go into advanced audio properties, and I'll drag that over to the main window here. So you can hear stuff on the fly, but it's going to double up. You're going to hear like double the voices or whatnot. So like I was saying, you can hear it now really good, and it sounds crazy. But yeah, I can hear it, and you can turn that off, and you can hear it again. So hopefully you'll understand that. And then monitor off so that only you guys are hearing that. And, you know, just close that up. And be careful not to just mute these. I did that one stream, and everybody was like, "Oh, what?" I thought you guys was trolling me, but y'all weren't trolling me when I did that. So for all purposes here, I am going to go to the default preset here. If you want to hear how it sounds without any processing, here it is. It's bypassed now. It should be. Yeah, it's bypassed. So that's how it sounds like without Izotope Nectar 3 on. And this is how it sounds like with it on. So I'm going to go to default, of course. And we're going to addition the vocal assistants again because I know there's more people that are coming back into the chat. And I'm on default. Yep, I'm on default. So please be mindful that you will hear background noise, and that means that, you know, I don't have a gate on, so don't freak out on me. And as you can see, the background noise came back again. Don't worry about it. We're gonna go and addition vocal assistance again. Again, this is the biggest part, the biggest addition to Nectar 3, and this is one of the coolest additions to anything that I know about right now. I'm going to go ahead and close this plugin because I'm not using it anyways. I only use it when additioning the presets. So again, once you open up the voice assistance here, it will say, "I'll listen to your audio and create a custom preset to fit your vocals in a mix." And then you have a mask where you can, of course, just like how in Ozone 8 or 7, you can reference a track if you want a specific EQ from that track or the curves from that track. Whatnot. But I'm going to use assistance, and I'm going to click next. And of course, I have everything set. Of course, it'll ask you the vibes that you want. Let's try vintage this time. Just let me know how vintage sounds like. Intensity, I'm not going to go aggressive. I'll just go moderate. I'll just stay on moderate. Now I'm clicking next. Now it's analyzing. It's going through the work it's got to do, analyzing level, determining your optimal input gain. So I got to talk through this. Analyzing vocal to determine optimal settings, applying settings during the vocal content, detecting vocal registration to optimal pitch correction, learning optimal gate threshold, learning the subtractive EQ parameter to improve clarity, and detecting vocal sibilance to set the de-esser. So it's setting the de-esser, applying dynamics for control of the output level, setting the reverb mix level depending on the selected assisted mode. So I'm already done, and that's what we do. And we're hitting accept here. I don't know why. So of course, pitch correction is not on by default. Of course, you just set your if you want to auto tune your life, you can auto tune your life, and let's auto tune our life right now. Auto tuning our life right now. Hope you enjoy this. It sounds funny because I figured out a way to do something, and I'll talk about it later. But I don't want to confuse everybody on why I can hear certain things now. I hit my little magical button. But yeah, so I'm using Autotune. But anyways, let me know. I turned Autotune off. Let me know how you feel about the vocal assistant. It seems pretty decent from what I've seen or what I've done. I wonder what happened to the T-Pain app. I don't know. Lawsuit probably. Yeah. Absolutely Terry Slayton, and that is 100% on the money. Vocal assistant. The way to look at vocal assistant isn't as a quick fix to being able to do, for it to mix, help you on your mix. It's an assistant. Using presets is just a starting point. It's not supposed to fix everything in your mix or anything like that, or in your broadcast, even though the broadcasting presets aren't that bad. There's one that I favor the most, and that's the Intense one, the Intense movie trailer. I just like that one a lot, especially for like dialogue or something like that during a tutorial. Dope shit. And use the vocal assistant just to get you a good starting point. It is what it is, and I do appreciate Terry for just reminding me to remind everybody that, because that is the whole entire point of that. All right, so there's no gate still. So I'm getting a lot. You're getting a lot of background noise. So let's go over here to the gate, and I see. Just let me know if the gate is good enough for you guys. Because sometimes with this. With the assistant apps, sometimes it might overshoot it, undershoot it, or whatever. But if I'm quiet, you can see the closed, and you can see open. So certain parts of my voice are cutting off just because. And you can see the noise right here as it goes past right here, the background noise. The reverb is still on. Oh, it gave me a little bit of reverb because I'm doing vintage. I went to do the vintage thing, and yeah, there you go. No reverb. So, my pleasure, Terry. Thank you for stopping by. I really do appreciate you coming by and checking me out, man. I like it when people come through, and I haven't seen them in a while or heard from them in a while. So, the noise gate itself is not really difficult to set, of course. Again, you have your open area. So if you have this line over here, and if you're observing, you can see where, if you're talking too low, where it's going to cut off or whatnot. Just let me know if it's good enough for you guys, and I'll make the proper adjustments here. There we go. All right. So, you can set the close. All right, and I'm setting the open here. You can see it where right here, this part right here is where you can see when it opens. So you can know if it's cutting off your vocals or whatnot. And the ratio is at 8.001 by 1. And then the attack time is somewhat slow, mediocre speed, I guess. And the release time is really slow. So that means they won't cut off things really fast. EQ, dope. Your first EQ is parametric. I'm gonna check out. Oh, what? Double dynamic EQing. Damn, didn't even see that the first time. Come here, my dog. All right, here you go. Get some of this scream, puppy. So we're about 35 minutes in. Yeah, there you go. De-esser here. They cut the de-esser off. So, you know, I guess for vintage, they didn't want the de-esser on. So I cut the de-esser on so you can hear the de-esser. I'm going to adjust it and play with it. Of course, de-esser is really easy to figure out. So I'm going to go de-ess. And if you hit the listen, of course, you can hear nothing but your sibilants, you know, your STZs and stuff like that. So I'm going to cut on. And I'm back. And, you know, you just make your adjustments there. You can make your adjustments, of course, on the fly. So you can just talk and go and sweep when you're in listen mode. Yeah, so different dynamics here. There's some really good stuff here. I can't. I'm hearing a little bit of it, of course. And then, of course, you got your compressor. You got your compressor here. And then, you know, your reverb. What else? So other things, of course, I didn't check out all the stuff here. You got harmony. Harmony is still here, of course. And how harmony works, of course, is it lines. Damn it, get back here. Of course, harmony is tied in with pitch. So if you pick low vocal registration, you will have that. I messed that part up on my Nectar 2 review. But yeah, you know, that dictates the harmony and whatnot. And it tells you right there if you do that. That's what the point of that is. You also have the option of cutting off your tool tips if you're like one of those guys, those pro mofos or whatnot. You can choose to turn it off or whatnot. But yeah, as you can see, it's a little different. PC fans. To be honest, I use gate when I talk in the background, so I do not bother. My room doesn't have any treatment either. Yeah, makes sense. All right. Auto tune. If you want to hear the auto tune. Yeah. But yeah, you have harmony, of course. You know, I'm not gonna really use harmony. Dimensions. Oh, okay, so they have dimensions where you can mess with the chorus, flanger, and the phase. That's cool. Just think that they did that. And of course, saturation. You can add saturation. You want to add stupid shit into your vocals, you can. Of course, this is not where you have saturation. You might want to put this over here way before EQ or your first EQ or whatnot. Let's see. Okay, so you can't slide stuff over real fast. All right, that's fine. The guys at Izotope are probably watching anyways. And then, of course, you can add a delay if you want. So if you want delays and, you know, you want to do your DJ clues or whatnot, you can do that. It sounds so crazy. I turned it off or whatnot. That's how you turn on and off modules. Yeah. So let me know if you have any questions, guys, because, you know, I'm all for any questions that you have right now. You know, if there's anything that you are confused about, if I didn't explain it, that's fine. I definitely will be doing a review tomorrow, but I definitely want to share with you guys the overall glory that is Nectar. So yeah, you know, that is Nectar is pretty damn dope. I am very amazed of the package so far. You know, that's my true sentiments of it. Right now, I'm using the Blue Yeti microphone, which and OBS, which allows me to use this in real time, use Nectar in real time. So, you know, if you are doing like live streams or something like that and you want flavor to your vocals or you're just not happy with how the Blue Yeti sounds like, which again, you can set different curves on it anyways, because when you're using the different diaphragms, you're going to have different volume curves Of course, if you're using like stereo or bidirectional or whatever, it's gonna sound a lot different than what it seems like right now. Go ahead and hear. What the heck? vidIQ is just loading this damn stuff, eh? Yeah, but Asmar, I am auditioning. The gates probably cut it off. I'm auditioning sounds. We're doing Asmar reviews. Oh boy, you're getting tingles. See, Asmar people are people too. Oh man. Izotope, don't hold that against me. It's all fun and games, and I'm planning out this review because I don't want to just do a review on something and everybody wants to do the basic and stuff. It's one thing to be basic, but it's another thing to be quite entertaining while you do a review. And that is definitely my my aim for this future review that I'm gonna do. Well, near future review, as I can't talk, and as you notice, I can't talk. Oh man. But yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, definitely the guys over there at Izotope are really cool guys. They're hipsters. A lot of these companies are really cool, man. You just gotta get to know them, and sometimes you might want to never be afraid of when you buy a product from a company to it's a dog. It's a wow. And he is a daddy's boy. But yeah, a lot of these plugin companies are really cool. So you never know. You never know what they'll say. You might be what they want as far as like what you're doing, and you never know if you reach out to them what they'll say, because they're always looking for people that like their product, one, and two, just have a good gist of how their products work. So you just gotta ask them questions and find out what it is that will work for you. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's all it is. Yeah, turn this gate off here. All right, let's play with Vocal Assistant one more time. All right, we're gonna see what it does here again. I'm gonna do modern, moderate. Let's do light, and let's click next. Analyzing input levels to determine the optimal input gain. It helps if you read this, by the way. Analyzing the vocals signal to determine the optimal settings. Applying the settings based on the vocal content. Detecting the vocal registration to optimize the pitch correction. Learning the optimal gate thresholds. Learning the subtractive EQ parameters to improve the clarity. Detecting vocal sibilance to set the de-esser. Applying the dynamics for the controlled output levels. And setting the reverb level depending on the selected assistant mode. So in vintage mode, it will give you a little bit of reverb just to give you that old time radio, I guess. I don't know. So of course, again, the noise gate is not on. I'm gonna turn it on. Just let me know the noise gate is working up to optimal settings here. I know if it is or not because I can see if the gate is cutting on and off right here. And this is how you work. This is how that works. So if you set it way too high, and it's gonna not work. If you set it low, then it'll cut off a lot. You can set it to set the close level, and then you can see that it's working just right. Of course, and then you can set the ratio. If you have the ratio all the way up here, that means a lot of noise is coming in. And then you can just double click on it and then set it again. I just set the ratio around about. I'll set it right there. And of course, the attack means that it's gonna open fast and close fast. And if you have it low, it'll close slow or whatnot. Same thing with the release, fast release, and then slow release. So that's how that works. EQ, the EQ curve. Looks very interesting. De-esser is on, so that means I'm getting rid of semblance. So in modern mode, they remove semblance. I guess in old school or vintage mode, they don't. EQ, decent. It looks pretty decent. I mean, I like the curve, the subtractive curve on this. You know, that means that I won't have too much bass in my voice after the first EQ here, you know, which has a little bit of play. Yo. Yeah, they use a little bit of dynamics in it too. It's just not that crazy. Neither is this right here. Then finally the compressor, where your threshold, you can set your threshold, and then you can set your makeup gain, or you can have the makeup gain on auto. This is RMS mode right here. So you can see that what RMS mode does. Solid state. Ooh. I like that. So you can set that. That's cool. And then damn, they had that ratio all the way to 4. And attack, moderate release. Yeah. Okay. There's some really interesting stuff here. What about the reverb? They gave me a tad bit of reverb. I don't know. So in modern mode, okay. So in dialogue or whatnot, I would probably be, it's no reverb in dialogue. All right, then, little Saf, I appreciate that. But anyways, guys, that's all. I didn't want to do this too long. Of course, this stream is like one of those streams like, it's like, eh, or whatnot. Short plug. Of course, check out my hip hop. I'll be doing a lot more vocal mixing series. I got a lot of stuff. I had to make sure that I get the right proper clearance so that I don't have to sit there and lose my monetizing rights on certain things. So, you know, I'll have more stuff to be able to reference to you guys. And of course, I will be doing a vocal mixing with Nectar. I'll be doing a vocal mixing with stock plugins in Ableton Live and in FL Studio, and do like some compressor, easy stuff, like, you know, just simple and easy type tutorials or whatnot. I also got a first look at texture. You might want to check out that review as well, because that's a pretty decent review. And then my Izotope Nectar 2 review that I did because I was really excited. Skype bad baby next string. No, I'm good off that. And then, you know, other stuff that you can check out on my channel, of course. And I got some other stuff down the pipeline I'm going to check out as well, too. Yeah, I have a plan on, I have a plan of doing some other stuff with Serum. I might even just you know, give out my drum kit templates so that you guys can do your own drum kits or whatnot, and just do a quick video on how to get your drum kits on or whatnot. But yeah, very pleased with Nectar so far. Final thoughts will be in a review probably either tomorrow or Saturday. Unfortunately, that sucks that I didn't get to do well, I'm gonna just release it anyways. I couldn't finish my Halloween video. But yeah, guys, I really appreciate y'all for coming out. I thank you for your time. And we's about to slide out of here. Traptendo gang, thank you. Oh, damn. All right, now we for real out.
Traptendo.